Hello everyone, thanks for joining us today on URM's webinar where we're going to discuss alternative approaches to penetration testing. So my name's Lauren Gotting, I'm a new business manager here at URM Consulting, and today I'm joined by Mike Emery, who's one of URM's senior cybersecurity consultants, so in a good position to talk to you about this subject today. Just the agenda for the session, we're going to talk about how penetration testing is typically performed and how you might be doing it at your organization at the moment. The different types of pen testing, including risk-based and business-led, and we'll talk about the benefits and the limitations to different approaches that you can take. We'll run through some scenarios where business and risk-led pen testing is suitable and brings benefit. And we'll also talk about how to incorporate bringing different pen test approaches into your normal schedule. So to give you a brief introduction, URM Consulting, very experienced in security, over 15 years we've been in business. We've got a lot of expertise in terms of information security, cyber security. We support clients with PCI DSS and Cyber Essentials Plus as well. And one of the key factors we bring to organizations when we work with clients is our holistic approach. So we have governance, risk and compliance teams alongside technical teams as well. So it can bring a full range of services to support organizations' goals. And amongst the team here, we have all of our consultants have worked on both sides of the fence, so worked internally at organizations as information security managers, as cyber testers, and then have moved over to consulting. So they've got the real world experience. And as an organization, URM are also CREST accredited, so again, gives us a bit of weight and a reason to talk about what we're talking about today. And I'll hand over to Mike to introduce himself.
Yeah, hi, I'm Mike Emery. As Lauren said, I'm one of the senior security consultants here on the cyber side of the house. I've been doing this quite a while. I've been doing an offensive security since 2012. So that's a lot of pen testing, a lot of social engineering, a lot of software consultancy engagements around security as well. So quite a broad base of experience. I've worked across more or less every sector. You'll come up with something inevitably that I haven't touched, but finance, automotive, energy, manufacturing, you can imagine between those I've seen a wide array of technologies and a wide array of problems. What I like about that is you can see the same problems crop up in different sectors, and the solution ends up being the same, but people think they've got a novel problem, probably because they've only seen that one silo. So it's useful to see that. A few interesting things I've done as part of my job, it's a bit James Bond. I have broken into a bank in Bermuda. That was good fun, wearing my best linen suit, trying to blend in. I have woken up from night work and seen on the BBC News that a major service provider in the UK was offline due to something I'd done overnight. I knew that I'd caused a problem. I didn't know it was going to take them 12 hours to recover. So that's always good fun. And it means that in future, no matter what I do to a customer, it's never going to be as bad as that. If it doesn't make BBC News, I'm not that worried. And lastly, I've been denied entry into Canada for work. This was a very complicated visa issue. Canadian Border Police, very, very friendly, lovely people as you'd expect. They allowed me to withdraw my entry, so I'm not actually denied access. And I will say it's quite an experience being escorted through an airport by armed security. People do look at you quite interestingly, and I will point out I have a bushy beard, so people were moving out my way.
So I might see you on border control one day.
Yeah.
Brilliant, thanks for that, Mike. So if we dive into the session today then, so we're going to start off by sort of going through typical penetration testing. So this might be the approach that an organization generally takes to have tests conducted, and the different types as well that it applies to. So Mike, if you can run us through sort of, I suppose, the typical compliance-based testing.
Yeah, so I would assume that most people here, have got pen testing done or know a little bit about pen testing. So when we say compliance-based testing, we're going to say anything you're likely to have done before. So this is going to encompass all of your technology-based tests. So as it says here, your application, your infrastructure, your servers, your endpoints. As soon as you target a technology, you're probably performing a compliance-based test. These are compliance-led, whether that's an external requirement, you've got your PCI, you need to do that, or your, any other standard that you're complying to. It might be internal, it might just be your company's policy that you get an annual penetration test done. Your customers might ask for that to happen, so that they can see the report. It happens regularly, 6 months, a year, 2 years in some cases. It happens over and over. It's the same thing. The scope varies very little. It's the same thing repeatedly. Because of that, the findings generally don't change too much. You'll fix some things each time. Hopefully the list gets shorter. You'll add some technology, the list will get a bit longer. That's, you know what you're going to get. And the other thing is, you don't need to think about it too much. You can get it done fairly easily. You know what the scope is, you know what you did last time. You can kind of just repeat that and do the same thing again.
And with this type of testing, how is the scope defined? Is it client that defines the scope? Does the business just say, right, this is what we've tested every year, test that for us?
Yeah, often. So obviously, if you're looking at compliance to an external standard, that will tell you what you need testing. So that's sort of predetermined. And occasionally customers will say, we'd like